So recently I've been working on a game in the Bevy game engine. When I first started I was a bit cautious about this because there weren't any examples of 3D games done in Bevy. So even though this isn't really even a game yet, I thought I'd put out a quick video just to show that you can use the Bevy game engine to do stuff in 3D. You can import assets, you can integrate it with the Rapier physics engine. So what we have here is we have a whole bunch of objects. As you can see, they obey physics, except there isn't much of a collider on some of them. And there's the standard Blender monkey head. On the left here we have a website that I can connect to the game with, because I implemented a web server in it, and I can use that to interact with some of the objects. This is kind of in line with the game I'm actually trying to make. You can of course use Bevy's own input handling system. So yeah, I can connect to a couple of different objects there. So for this game, the assets come from Blender. So over here you can see the Blender scene that defines it. So I can create more objects. Okay, there's a new object. If I want to add a component to it for my game, I created a plugin for Blender so I can make it a rigid body. I can add a collider. I haven't yet added all colliders, only does spheres and capsules at the moment, but those will come as I develop this further. So I can save that, come back here, make assets, play. And there's the torus being a rigid body, and of course its collider doesn't line up because I don't have a torus collider. But yeah, and defining custom components is pretty easy actually. I just use a JSON format for interacting with the Blender plugin. So you give it a name, a description, and the sorts of fields that you've got. So this is the rigid body you've got, whether it's dynamic, static, kinematic. You've got all the damping, and so I've gone through and created, some of them are just tag field tag components, but they all appear in the Blender interface, and you can add and remove them as you need. So yeah, that's the kind of workflow that I've ended up with for the Bevy game engine. And yeah, see you guys next time.